Hey everyone, and welcome to the Best Friends at Work podcast with your BFAWs, Yudge Boyle.
And Emily Tremino. Hi guys, we missed you, and thanks for sticking around. I know this last year has been crazy for a lot of people, a lot of adjusting, a lot of changes going on, definitely for Yudjin and I too. So we're no strangers to that, but we definitely missed the podcast, missed you guys, and we're just excited to be back.
Yes. Can you please silence your phone while we're recording?
It's my mother-in-law. Something very important, I'm sure.
Should we let her join us? Answer it.
No, that's okay.
Let her talk on the pod. Share her.
She respects the pod and when I'm busy.
I want her to share her real feelings about you.
Tell the people.
So are you worried that this might not be Chris's child?
We do an impromptu interview.
Tell us how Emily really is. Prenup, you say?
That would be so bad.
I'm right there with you. I'm so excited that we're back here recording. I didn't even know if we were going to pick up the podcast again. Did you?
Yeah, same. I think we it went on for so long. I think originally when we kind of stopped recording, we had this whole plan for 2020. I think we even announced it. We did a promo. Mm-hmm. We were going to do different seasons and different topics, and we had it all planned out. And then literally like in March, both of us started working from home. You got a new job last year. And then I think our last episode came out in May. Kind of when we thought like, wow, this isn't going to change for a while. And then from there, it's just been crazy hectic for everybody, I feel like.
Right. And I feel like it's not even been about the pandemic, but just life stuff. Like with our new jobs, which I'm sure we'll talk more about. And then all the stuff that you've been doing with your home. And then for me, just being busy on Instagram.
Well, and your boys are stayed from home from school, so that was a big thing.
I think I've blocked that out of my mind a little bit because it's been kind of traumatic.
Everyone's still being recovering.
At home, at the same time. But you know who always believed in us? My brother-in-law, Drew Kerbo,
yes,
loyal Patreon supporter. He said that when he renewed his membership and his sponsorship of the podcast, he put a little note like, I know you girls will be back eventually.
Oh,
isn't that so
nice?
Sweet?
Thanks,
He's
Drew.
The best. He supports like all of our dreams. So on that note, if you're interested in supporting this podcast to help us keep going, we do have a small cost when it comes to monthly platform. Please check out our Patreon. We have a $2 a month to $5, $15 a month donations, and all of that goes 100% back into the podcast.
Yeah. And I think last year with the patrons we had, I think we were able to cover
our streaming platform.
Yeah, our streaming platform, which is awesome. So huge thank you to you guys. Appreciate it. It's just something small to help support us.
Yes,
so
yes. For the price of a coffee a day, or for the price of saving a starving child a day, you can support this podcast.
As a second option or a double option. If you are sponsoring a child, you can add this to your list.
You can sponsor that child and these children.
Yeah. And these adult women in a closet recording. If you want to. I mean, it's up to you. It's your money. We're not going to tell you what to do. But yeah, I know. And I think I want to be sensitive because I know a lot of people had a really rough year. Like 2020 was really, really rough for them. But I think we hear you and are with you guys, and we'll continue praying for you if that's you. If you had a lot of loss or just a lot of adjusting. And so we definitely see that. But for me personally, I also don't want to like shy away from just like this shadow or cloud over 2020, because 2020 for me was a great year.
Yeah.
Like I had a great 2020. So
and that's awesome.
Yeah. And so if that's you too and you're in that same boat,
we're celebrating with you all of the wins.
Yes, all the wins, but also we understand that wasn't the situation for a lot of people. So
but I also think it's encouraging to hear that people were able to succeed in 2020 and make the most of it, because what are all of those sayings about if we're not living it out, when people are like, you can do this is still your year, like, and then you're upset at people because they're celebrating all of their wins. Like, that's not right. There needs to be space for both, like people who need support and who need to be heard because they had like a really traumatic and hard year, there's place in our heart to love on them. And then also for the people like you who did so well this past year and we're so proud of you, there's space in our heart to congratulate you and celebrate you.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that because I agree. It's like, why have these sayings and this like thing if it's just like a cliche thing?
Right.
You know?
If you're not going to actually live it out and support it when it happens for people.
Yeah. And there was a lot of things, like I remember when this kind of COVID started, like you and I were talking about, we can't wait to see like what comes out of this, like what businesses start, like who does what with it. And that was really cool to see too. But yeah, it's like, so I think we left off like our last update, Yejin had gotten a new job, and then I actually joined the same team.
Hey.
I basically followed Yejin into a different department. So we're both working together again.
Which is amazing.
Yes, it's been awesome.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, both of us are very happy with the transition, I think. And it's just such a better fit for both of us and kind of where we want to go in our career and what we like to do for work. So yeah, it's a way better match.
And so for those of you that don't know, we're both project managers, IT project managers. And what I love about it is just that I love the organization and I love managing projects and checking off deliverables and all of the communications and status updates. Like, I think I just love having something neat and tidy in that process that goes along with it. And also the fact that like, I don't have to be the expert in the thing that we're doing. Just like corralling the right people together and getting them to work on delivering something, and then me kind of coordinating and ensuring that we're all on the same page. Like, that's the perfect role for me. And so I am thriving and I am loving it. And one thing that Emily said about project management, because originally she was the one who wanted to go into project management even before I joined the department that I'm in now. And what she was saying is she loves the fact that the projects are short, maybe 1 to 2 years at the most, but then you can move on to something new. Like, there's always something new for you to learn, something new for you to do. And I really appreciate that because I hate doing the same thing every day.
Yeah, I agree. And I still love that about it. And like, I've already had 4 different projects.
Yeah. And it hasn't even been a year.
Yeah, it hasn't even been a year. And I just love the detail oriented side of it. Like being that person that like, you're the one person they come to for like collection of, you know, documents, and the people side of it too, where people are asking you, can you add me to this meeting, or what's going on? What's the status? Like all of that, just on like a high level. You're not really down into the weeds, like figuring out like, you know, claims file feeds and things like that, and the different things that need to go in there, but just more of a high level. I really like it.
I really enjoy building that personal one-on-one relationship with the project sponsor, because I feel like I'm helping to bring their vision to life, and I just love that. Like, I'm not someone who has a business idea and wants to launch my own business, but if you have a business idea or something that you want help with, I love to like help you figure out how to do it.
And if you're gonna pay me to do it,
even better. And if you're going to bonus me to do it, I'll work until 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. What'd you need? Yeah, totally. So I'm trying to think what else. Oh, so last year, a big thing for us was we got debt free.
Hey!
Like literally, I know, the last
Instant
day.
sound effects.
Literally the last day of 2020, I went to the bank and I paid off my car, and that was like the big final one.
I got butterflies when you just said that.
I know.
I'm so excited
for you. And
it's
crazy. Like Chris and I will talk about it, and it's like, I walked out of the bank and I'm like, holy crap, we're debt free. Like, that's it. It's over. Like this whole, like these, and we've been working on this goal, for those of you that don't know, like for 2.5 years. So it's a huge, massive goal that we've tackled together. Like, I just walked out of the bank. I'm like, it's over. Like, now we're into a whole different chapter, like financially, you know? So it just changes. And Chris was saying, like, it hits him at different times. Like he'll go to buy something or do something, and, or he'll be at work randomly eating lunch, or, you know, and he's like, it just hits me at different times. Like, wow, we're debt free. We did it. Like we hit this goal and actually accomplished it.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So I have a question for you. Did you actually go into your second job and quit, or did you just no call, no show forever, indefinitely?
No, I gave them like a month and a half notice.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. But because we were moving, that's another announcement. Chris and I moved, but yeah, because we were moving, and I knew what day we were going to be out of the house.
Okay.
And like that weekend we were moving. So yeah, I gave them plenty of notice, and they were so sweet. They were like, oh, do you want to transfer?
Well, hey, if you want that Range Rover, maybe
I know,
you do need a transfer.
But it was so fun. And like, that's the thing about having a second job. Like, and granted, I really like enjoy having my weekends back, but it was actually really fun. And like towards the end, it's like I was just there, like, you know, knowing that I was going to be hitting this goal. And like at that point, it's like you're choosing to be there. And it was just easy. It's such an easy job. So yeah.
Well, the place that you were at especially.
Yeah, and it helped that it was like home decor and I was in the back seeing all the new stuff come in. So yeah, it was fun.
But that's a really good point. If you are going to get a second job, make it something that you enjoy and is easy for you to commit to, or easier, because there definitely were days where you're like, I don't want to go in.
Yeah, totally. And like in the beginning, that's how it started. Because obviously, like if you're going to get a retail job, you can't just walk in and be like, I only will do this, you know? So after like I worked there for, my gosh, I worked there over 2 years, but
that's so
I know,
crazy.
isn't that crazy? And it flew by. It really did. But you know, the first 6 months I was there, I did whatever they asked me to, whatever the schedule was, and then I kind of started to, you know, make my schedule line up with my life a little bit better. And then from there, I was like more specific on what departments I wanted to work in and didn't want to. So a lot of places like that though will work around like what your preferences are, what you're capable of doing, like anything like that.
Was it worth it?
Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Yeah.
Other than the money, what do you think it really helped you with? Or was it just about the money?
I think it just like humbles you in a different way. And maybe not even just like the job in itself, like, cause it's not like I was scrubbing toilets or anything. Respect for those that do. We all need those people, but just knowing like you're sacrificing your time, like whether that's like with your kids or your family or your husband or whatever, like that time is no longer yours because you're sacrificing it for a bigger and larger goal.
Did it make you more committed to becoming debt free?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And I think we hit our goal because I was doing that, because it was constantly just focused on something. And life comes up and there's things that changed. And like, even when we decided to sell our house and that kind of helped push us over the edge, like I still continued to work it, even though I knew that was coming up, because I didn't want to get this, you know, pile of money and then be like, you know, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it. Like, oh, I'm going to the Range Rover. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So I think really like sticking to it and like making sure, like, even though I knew like there's an end in sight, like still being committed to that.
How much money do you think you put towards your debt in the 2 years you worked there?
So it wasn't a lot, but here's the thing, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, you don't make that much money. And that's totally true. You don't. Like, I think there was, I think my average was only like 10 grand extra a year.
That's really good.
That's not bad, but it's not like what you could be used to if you have like a real, you know, career job, you know? But what people don't realize is what I was doing was we were living off of that money. And then I was using my real job and my real paycheck to go to debt.
Oh,
so it was like flip-flopped, right?
That's
of
awesome.
Like changing that mindset. So I think that's what a lot of people miss out on. I was like, oh yeah, it's only 10 grand.
But you lived off of the 10 and
that can pay for your groceries
amazing.
And your mortgage, you know, all that stuff that you need. And then your other money can go towards debt.
I'm so proud of you, Emily.
Thank you. Thanks.
This is so awesome.
It's awesome. It's such an awesome journey to be on. I would never want to do it again, ever. And now it's kind of
even for the Range Rover.
I don't know, maybe, but I'll just save up for that. I won't like go do it backwards, you know. And I think we want to pay off the house too. That's something else that's years out, but just like it's changed our whole life. It's affected our marriage. It's changed us as people.
Don't you feel more secure?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Especially with everything that's going on right now and all the uncertainty about our financial future of our country.
Yeah, like Chris and I don't have that. Like we don't have like this uncertainty. Like we have like if one of us lost our jobs or both of us lost our jobs tomorrow, we'd probably go on vacation. Like, you know, like it's just different, you know?
What a huge blessing. And I love what you said earlier is through every step of this way, you had peace and you knew that God was blessing you through this.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think too, that's something like a lot of people always say, you know, well, yeah. And like God will move in those ways. But if you're not willing to put in the work, like I know a lot of people that started the program and kind of stopped, or they started the program and it was too hard, or they, you know, different things. And it's like, you just you gotta stay with it. You gotta be the person that's sacrificing and like constantly showing God of like that you can be a steward of his money and like and help in that way.
Well, and one thing is you're a person who enjoys building wealth. Like you like to see that there's a return on the investment. I can honestly say, as someone who is such close friends with you, there is not one greedy bone in your body. Like you don't just do it because you're like, I want money for me.
Right.
I mean, although yes, you want Botox, lashes, fillers, whatever.
I know I can be a little bougie,
but that's just like what you would do with your own personal money. But like if I was hungry, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to feed you before I like get myself something. Like you're just a generous, open-handed person.
Thank you.
And I can see and testify to the fact that like anytime wealth comes into you, you're always looking for ways to give it back out and pour it back into the community or the kingdom or the church. And that's just a beautiful thing. And I think that's why God's blessed you so much in this area, is because he knows your heart can handle it.
Thank you. Yeah, you're so sweet. You're going to make me cry. Oh my God.
First time ever. And her heart grew 10 times that day.
But yeah,
but it's beautiful. And I just love how seeing God's way work like that. And like, he is like, you know, true to his word with people. Like if we trust him, you've always trusted him. When he gives you more, you give out more. And you're like, I know I don't have to hold on to this one blessing because there's more in store for me. And the reason I'm being blessed is so that I can bless other people.
Yeah.
And well, it's inspiring.
I feel like I'm one of those people, like I try to find ways that like God wants me to move or to do things. And this is one thing, like I know, like financially, I just know, like, you know, I tithe and there's different organizations that Chris and I give to and things. And it's just like one of those things, like I think going through this journey has just like brought me a confidence in like knowing that I give in a way that honors him and like moves in him and helps in his community and his, you know, kingdom.
Yeah.
Overall. So,
and that's awesome.
So tell us something about your year.
This year has all been about the family, supporting the family through this crazy lockdown period. Yeah. Especially when it comes to the boys. Like I can't say that I met any big milestones or goals. I mean, at work and career wise, yes, I am at a peak right now.
You better get a promotion.
Yeah. Because I just feel like I love what I'm doing and I'm giving it my all, and I'm surrounded by such a good support system. But personal milestones, I haven't really been able to commit to 100% because I've been so busy at work and then have such an active home life. But I can say that I'm really happy with where we are as a family and the fact that we've been able to support our boys through this virtual school, make sure that they're still healthy and happy and engaged with their schoolwork and engaged with the community, like other people and stuff. We still have them go play with friends. We still make sure that they're getting their physical activity and going outside, because so much of that can be completely gone during this period because everyone is so busy at work that if you're not intentional about it, your kids are just going to be on the computers all day and then watching TV and playing video games all night.
Yeah. No, that's something I really admire about just you and Jesse and how you guys run your household. Is that something you really, really focus on, is having quality time and making an effort in an environment that's really like positive and productive for the boys. And it's not all like, I feel like you guys kind of do the opposite of what the world does right now with their parenting and their kids. And I love that about you guys. But too, like give yourself some credit. Like think about it. Like you started a new job, you got further in your schooling. Like your husband stayed home for a while to help with the boys. They started lacrosse. Like there's a bunch of things that you guys did. I mean, I don't think you realize how much.
I don't think I realize it because always on the top of my mind, I'm like, I didn't lose 50 pounds this year. So I'm like, I didn't hit that milestone. But you know what? It's okay because the boys are happy. That's always what I think of first. I'm like, did I lose 50 pounds? No.
So no milestone.
No. Yeah.
That's it.
No achievement. Oh, but you got your doctorate. Yeah, but I still have that muffin top. Damn it. But on that note, yes, you're absolutely right. We had so many, the fact that we made it and we're still laughing and we're financially well and we're achieving our goals in our careers and in our personal lives, like the fact that we're still like thriving is such a huge blessing and accomplishment all through 2020. I mean, the fact that you can like enter 2021 hopeful and excited about the future.
Exactly.
Bravo.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, I guess for me though, there were definitely things that I wanted to achieve at the beginning of the year for myself, like just for Yajani that I didn't get to do, that I am 100% focused on doing this year. And what we're going to do differently this year, or what I'm going to do differently, instead of having like a list of 5 or 10 things that I want to accomplish, I'm focused on doing one thing at a time. And right now that's lose 50 pounds.
So she's got to hit that, and then she can go to item 2.
My next one.
Okay.
Although Emily says that I can do that and finish school at the same time. So I guess
she has 4 classes?
Yeah, something like that. 4 or 5
classes.
I keep telling the guidance counselor to tell me what class to take, but I don't know if they necessarily do that.
They should. I feel like they should.
And it's stupid because all of my classes are like sports and media, food and media, like take a picture of your food and write about it. And I'm like, Emily, I don't want to do any of this.
Like
so
for
hate
like
school.
I'm telling her, I'm like, we can have you done by like June.
You're right.
Like,
I'm just
that's
being a
We can
lazy
just
student.
Get it done. We will. Well, because she's not allowed to buy a house unless that's done. No, that's a thing. We made that.
That's
remember?
not it. I didn't agree
You
to
signed
this.
the thing.
I'm going to edit this part out. But I'm going to do this thing called 75 Hard. It's a 75 hard challenge. I'm starting tomorrow. And basically what you do is for 75 days straight, it's a whole mental toughness challenge. And that's what I need because I'm such an emotional eater. I'm happy, I eat. I'm stressed, I eat. It's Tuesday, I eat. And so I need something to reset my brain. And what I'm going to do is, I think this guy's name is Andy Frizzelli or something like that, but he came up with this challenge. And for 75 days straight, you do these few things consistently. And if you cheat or miss one, you have to start all over again. And what they are is you have to drink 10 gallons of water. No, sorry, shit. No.
That's wrong.
Not 10 gallons. You have to drink 1 gallon of water a day, do 2 45-minute exercises a day. One of them has to be outside. You have to follow a diet or nutrition plan. It doesn't matter which one. You just have to follow one and commit to it for 75 days. No cheating, like no cheat days or anything. And then you have to read 10 pages of nonfiction a day. And by the end of that 75-day challenge, what I've heard from people is their whole like mindset's transformed. They're not procrastinators anymore. They think more clearly. They're more physically healthy, obviously. So I'm really excited to do this because I need something I think that's really extreme and almost like cult-like and brainwashy in order to get me to lose the weight and commit. Like I need to commit to this. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos on people who had finished this and the results really vary. Like some people lose a lot of weight and they get like 6-pack abs, like, you know, they lose 20 pounds, 40 pounds. That's more of the men. One of the girls, she was like, I lost 8 pounds. And honestly, that made me a little bit less excited to do it. Because I'm like, if I only lose 8
Was she
pounds,
also Korean? No.
But I was like, if I only lose 8 pounds, I'm going to be pissed. I'm not here for the right reasons. I'm here just to lose weight. But I think maybe it was like the meal plan that she picked might not have been that great way. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to take it all in. And it was actually good that she said that, or I saw that video, because then I don't have like this unrealistic expectation that I'm lose 50 pounds in 75 days, because I don't think it'll be like that. Maybe 20 pounds.
That would be awesome.
In 75 days. Yeah. But yes, even that. And then if I could do that as a jump starter, and if I feel really motivated, do another 75 days, or just live a healthy life.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, I like the whole reading too, because when I was reading about that millionaire book, they talk about how many millionaires read books, like just in general. And I think most of them are nonfiction or like business related. And a lot of people who do well with money also read a lot.
Yeah, because
so
I think
like,
it also shapes the way that you view things.
Yeah, and like getting different information instead of like what you're seeing on your Instagram.
Yeah,
you know?
and you're more aware of opportunities around you, and you take more advantage of those, and you're always like in like a go forward motion as opposed to just chilling and rolling downhill, you know, being lazy and complacent.
Well, and I can tell you, like, even with our move right now, we don't have a TV in our bedroom. And so I'm reading, like I always read my Bible at night or at lunchtime.
Do you really?
Yeah. And now it's like even more so because we don't have a TV. And it's like, that's my way of like relaxing and going to bed. And then I'll read like, you know, a fun thriller book or something else. Because you can only read so much of the Bible, you know?
In
like,
one sitting.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm no monk.
Yeah. I'm like, I just can't.
No, but that's
I try,
awesome,
God.
though. You're filling your head with good stuff. And like, that's what the world needs more of people with healthy mindsets.
Totally. So
because
if you haven't, I mean, pick up a book and start reading.
Yeah.
That's actually a great way into our first topic for today. So we're going to kick it off. Really, Yajin and I wanted to just start kind of coming back in 2021, talk about things that make us happy and things that make us smile and laugh and all the fun things right now.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it upbeat and fun, especially because so many of us are still at home. We wanted to share like our recommendations for things that we like to do at home that we thought that you would enjoy.
Exactly.
And so this season, we're going to break up each episode into like our favorite things, whether it's movies, books, TV shows, podcasts, etc. And then that way you guys can pick up our recommendations and look into them and keep yourselves entertained at home. But really, we just wanted to keep this lighthearted. And so today we're going to share with you our favorite hobbies that we have picked up over the past year, or that have kept us entertained while we were quarantined at home and that you might enjoy as well.
Yeah. And one of mine is reading. That's been something I've just like dove into a little bit more. I've been leveraging my book of the month subscription.
Do you like that? Do they give you good books? I'm very love sus it about that.
And it's like, and I'm not a subscription person. Like, I'm just not. But this I love because you get access to books that are like before they're released. And they always have like different, they always have a thriller. They always have like different categories that I really like. And it's like $12. So if you buy a book at Barnes & Noble, most of the time you're paying like $25, even on Amazon. I mean, you're spending like a good, so you not only get like access to different genres of books, early releases, but it's also like $12.99.
That's a really fair price.
Yeah. And you get to pick like, you can skip too. So like if you didn't finish your book from last month, like you can skip over. So I really, really like it. And
do you like the books?
Busy. Love them. They're actually a lot are on my like top list. Yeah.
Well, my first one that I have is cooking. I have really picked up cooking, especially because it was really hard cooking at the beginning of the pandemic because we were just home. So we kind of lost sense of time, and I would just work and Jesse would just work, and then it would be time to eat and we would have nothing prepared. And so we had to get on a better schedule. And my project that I had was so demanding and time consuming that I needed to find fast, efficient ways to cook. And Jesse was doing more with the kids, and he's in class all day. So it's not like he can just like break away in the middle of the afternoon because he's always on screen teaching. So I started looking up different recipes, and I found them to actually be really fun. Like, I've never been someone who enjoyed cooking. I just cook because we have to eat. And I would do crazy stuff. Like, we would have noodles, chicken wings, some slightly moldy like slightly moldy vegetables in there, cut off the mold, cut off the chicken wings, put in the noodles, and expect everyone to eat it. And I'm like, dinner served. And Jesse would be like, I'm not eating that. I'm like, why? So like, I was just like, you gotta eat. I'm like, this is what we have, we're not gonna waste it, eat it. So I've just always been like person who just like, whatever we have, I'll cook it and we eat it. But now, because the kids were just home all day and I felt like the nutrition that we were giving them was not that great, because we need to cut some corners, like giving them more sandwiches and processed foods and such, that I'm like, okay, I want to make dinners better, or I need there to be a healthy balance between quick dinners that maybe aren't the healthiest, but they're filling and comforting, and healthy dinners that I know they're getting the right vitamins and nutrients, and I can feel good about myself as a parent. And so finding that mix has been really fun, and it's been enjoyable. It's been enjoyable to be able to find those recipes, make those meals, and then have the kids just really happy about dinners, just like, being able to feed your family well.
Yeah, no, I like that. I really like that. And too, I feel like especially dinner, because that's like you're sitting down and like having,
and one of your favorite phrases, it makes it more of an event.
Yes, yes, it
when
does.
It's a nice dinner.
And
the other thing we were trying to battle was eating out so much.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we've struggled with that too.
When this whole thing first kicked off, we ate out almost every day. Sometimes we'd eat out every meal that day.
And it adds up. It's expensive. It's unhealthy.
I felt weird.
Yeah. And then you just get bored of like eating out to the point where you like, you craved home cooked meals.
Right. And then like when it's someone's birthday, it's like, not exciting, because we eat out at these places all the time. Yeah.
We were there on Tuesday. Yeah. It's not. Yeah.
Right. So some of the meals that I've really enjoyed making, and I feel like such a homemaker, are casseroles. Crock pot. Like, I just love it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so easy, and the kids love them. Like, so Stephanie Brewer, our dearly beloved friend, we talk about all the time. She's good at everything about life. Anything life related, Stephanie knows. It was so cute because one day we were over at her house for her Christmas party, and Miles was telling Davis to go look for Auntie Stephanie, and Davis was like, who's that? He's like, she's the one with blonde hair who's really wise.
Oh, cute.
But anyways, she gave me some these what are they called? Casserole recipes that she used to make for her kids. One of them was a chicken pot pie casserole. Another one was a chicken and broccoli casserole. And I made those for the kids. They loved it. They loved it more than anything I've ever made. And these were like the easiest dinners that I've ever done. I posted them on my Instagram stories just because I was so inspired.
That's awesome.
And Jesse afterwards was like, oh, we got to get you an official crock pot. Or no, sorry. We've got to get you an official casserole dish because now you are the casserole queen. So like after I made that first casserole, we went to Target and he got me a casserole dish, like a cast iron one. And then there was one that came with a lid in a bag. And Jesse told Miles, he was like, when mom levels up, which we can get that one. Because when she starts taking them to events.
That weekend. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, mine's not cooking, but I would say smoothie making.
I can't stand you.
I did. That's in my top
hobby.
Yeah, that's a hobby.
Okay.
Because it's a good way for me, since I'm weird about meat, which we all know. It's a good way for me to get protein.
I'm just gonna edit that to say it because I'm weird, which we all know.
That too. But it's a good way for me to get protein in. So my nutritionist, which we're so blessed to have the opportunity that we get a free nutritionist at where we work. And she's been helping me and sending me recipes and things. And so I've been using that. And it helps. I bought a new blender last year that like cleans itself. It's fantastic.
Wow. What's the blender?
It's a Pampered Chef one. It's like their new, they came out with a new one and it's awesome.
I thought they only did dishes. I didn't know they had like electronics.
Yeah, now they have electronics. And I just put soap in it, a little hot water, it cleans itself. Dang. It's awesome. And it heats up. You can do soups in it, all kinds of things. But anyway, so that's kind of been something I've been dabbling in, if you will, the smoothie making world.
What's your best smoothie?
My nutritionist calls it like a peanut butter jelly one. It doesn't really taste like jelly to me, but it's really, really good. But I love peanut butter too, so you have to love peanut butter. But.
I love a smoothie recipe that I did when I was on a diet, and it's chocolate protein, peanut butter, and raspberries.
Ooh, yeah.
And spinach, and it's like a little bit of spinach for the veg
and
in there.
Yep.
Or, really just don't put the spinach.
Or kale. You can switch it out for kale.
Yeah.
You don't really taste it.
That one's really good. I'll send you the recipe. I think you'll like it.
Send me that.
Okay. I can't believe you put smoothie making on there. Yeah.
I think a lot of people will relate.
No one else has a smoothie hobby. Okay, so my next hobby.
I told you these were good.
My next hobby, cleaning and organizing. That is something I think we can all relate to. And we've all been doing every single room in the house. Sometimes 2 or 3 times we've been cleaning and organizing these rooms. Sometimes every day if you're my children and you don't do it right the first time.
No, I agree, because I feel like when COVID first started, organizing was like a huge thing you could do at home. It could keep you busy. It's like improving your life, decluttering, the whole thing. And I did like that challenge that I do every year where you get rid of like, depending on what day it is, you get rid of 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, and it just kind of grows. And I did that in the very beginning, which was awesome because when it came to move, I didn't really have to get rid of a bunch of stuff, which was great. But I just feel like the organizing thing just like took off this year.
Yeah.
So yes. I feel like a lot of people have been doing that.
And Esther actually told me, she's like, I'm going to just buy you organizing things for your birthday. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's a really good tip.
For birthdays?
Yeah, for birthdays or like gifts or something. That would be awesome.
Because that's become a lot of people's hobbies.
Yeah.
Well, and it just makes you realize how much crap you've hoarded over the years.
Oh my gosh, seriously. Yeah, Well, and I like I said, I try to do that challenge every year, and it's like every year there's just stuff you got to get rid of.
And then the first times you went through it, you're like, why did I hold on to this stuff the first time I purged or the second time I purged?
Right. Why is it still here?
Yeah, and some of it's not even sentimental. You're just like, I think I may need this.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely cleaning and organizing has really helped to also get the rest of our lives in order too, because everything has its space and place in the house, and I want everything to look a certain way and be picked up and tidy, and that's just help our house, the rhythm of our house, to flow in a more effective way.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Oh yeah. That's the one thing I love about organizing. Even if it's like, even just like you're organizing your fridge. So you have like,
yes,
you know what I mean? Like the stuff you like to drink, or like the more healthy stuff, like whatever it is, it just helps you like function better.
Right. And then when you can see everything and you know what you have, it makes it easier to grocery shop or to make meals and to make sure that nothing goes to waste because it's not all like jumbled in there.
Right.
Right.
And I think mentally too, like it's good for you to have like when you open a drawer, it's clean.
Well, and we have snack bins. And I'm like, if there's snacks in those bins, we don't buy any more snacks.
Until all the snacks are gone.
And then it also helps the kids know you don't need like one of everything. We do a little bit at a time.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah. So what's your next one?
My next one, I'm going to say DIY.
DIY smoothies.
But I've kind of changed up like a little bit. I'm trying to be more, because usually when I DIY like a space, I'll just visually like in my head kind of build it. But I've been doing design boards a lot more recently.
I loved the one you did for the baby.
Thank you. Yeah. So and it just helps you get more organized. It can help you like from a financial standpoint.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get into a space like if I ever were to like start taking on clients, that I could like produce something for them that would give them an idea of what it would cost, that would give them like a visual so they could tell me, ooh, I like this, I hate this, like that type of thing. So I'm just trying to like do that with my own projects, and then that way it just makes it a lot easier. It's better planning. You know, you can plan out the space better where you don't accidentally order something that's too big or too small, which I've done that before. So I think just like building a little bit more on that on like the prepared side of DIY. So yeah, I would say that's like one of my
I love that. And also those vision boards, when you were saying it helps you financial perspective, it makes you a better shopper because you see everything and you're like, you don't want to go 100% cheap on everything because then the whole room will ultimately like just feel cheap, but you know what to invest in.
Yeah.
You know, like it makes you more conscious about, okay, I'm going to cheap out on this. I can't think of something specific.
Basket.
Yeah, basket, because, you know, all baskets are pretty much the same. But when it comes to the wallpaper or the bedding, I want that to be premium. Or the furniture, like I want that to be really nice. And then this will be a little bit low end. And then the rest of the stuff could be middle of the road. And I think when you have that combination of things, it makes it just seem more put together and elegant feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And then also like with Hudson's Nursery, I was able to like pick out the items that I really liked.
Yeah.
And then ones that I'm like, oh, we need to cut back here. But also then I could set up alerts for like all the different, because you know how they have like baby sales and all this kind of crap. Well, then I could set up alerts for all of the different items. So then like when something goes on sale, I just buy it right then.
Love that.
So like I bought his crib mattress because I got $50 off and free shipping. And it was
wow.
So there's another $50 I can, you know, goes back into my pocket because
and you're starting so early, you have the time.
Exactly.
You don't have to rush into anything.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to work on that because I would love to start like taking on clients and kind of like
you do have one coming
building up this year. So
you do have. So one of our friends at work, Emily's going to be helping her with her home.
Well, we both are.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. That'll be actually that's next weekend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we'll post about it. It's going to be so fun. All right. So the next thing that I have on here is makeup. And I know that seems like so cheesy and stupid, but I've loved it. In the beginning of this whole thing, I never got ready because I was like, this is the best. I wake up, brush my teeth, go to work in my PJs. I don't turn on my camera. This is awesome.
You wore your NASA PJs for like, remember, a month straight.
I know, like a month, like no joke. Because I was like, this is amazing. As a woman, when was the last time, other than being on maternity leave, you got an extensive break on not doing your hair and makeup for work? Like,
yeah, it doesn't happen.
You know? Really. So I was just living it up, living my best PJ life. Then at one point I lost all sense of space and time. And I was in a meeting with Emily and she was all dolled up. She's like, I have to get ready in the morning. She's like, it just makes me feel better. I actually like am more productive and I'm more focused and attentive. And so I started getting ready in the morning and that became my me time. And so because of that, like getting ready, doing my makeup and all of that has become my me time and kind of my hobby. Like I make time for it every morning. And it's one of the only times that I'm absolutely alone in the house without the kids or my husband or work or anyone interrupting me. And so because of that, like I've really maximized that time for myself and like gotten into like what's the best skincare routine, what's the best foundation routine, like how do I apply my eyeshadow better, like how do I make my eyebrows look more feathery, like, and I just love it, and it actually has become like a hobby for me.
Well, yeah, and then you have like this ample, not that you have ample amount of time, it's not like you could be in there all day, but because you're not driving to work and stuff, you have all this extra time to like, yeah, it's awesome.
Right.
To learn a new skill or perfect something or take longer on your,
Right.
skin routine, whatever you want.
And I enjoy it because it's like a creative time, and it's also helped me connect with other people. So I have done like Susie's makeup. I had another friend for a photo shoot come over. I have someone else coming over next Sunday to do her makeup just because I've been posting more about it. And then online, I met like this awesome creator. Her name is Deborah. She has a YouTube channel called a DH Edit, and she's from Britain, but we've started like talking and connecting just because of it. And it's just been like fun. It's like my little like thing just for myself that I just really enjoy and love doing. Like I don't want to be a beauty guru or like an influencer or anything. This is just something that I love to share. Like I love to do. And so it's fun to share with other people.
Yeah. Well, and you have like that talent and you can bless people in that way too. Let me see what else. Okay. So my next one is sewing.
Oh my gosh.
So I do this for my Etsy shop, Sweet Baby. But this year, I haven't really done anything. In the beginning, kind of when we were staying home from work, I would take my lunch break and I would sew for my shop. But then with the move and everything, I've like packed all that up and I actually put my shop just like on vacation. You can put it on vacation mode, which is such a cool setting that Etsy does. Yeah, they have such a great platform and setup. So if you're wanting to like start your own little side business or something, they make it so easy. It's super affordable. It's great. So highly recommend that. But then my sewing machine broke. So now I'm in the season of I need to buy a new one, and I'm definitely going to upgrade because this sewing machine that I've been using for the last several years was actually the one I started with in high school.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Even maybe junior high. I think I started in junior high sewing. So it's really old. So it's seen better days. I even put it on OfferUp to see if like somebody else would want it. Nobody wants it. It's like nobody wants it. So yeah, I just need to upgrade my sewing machine, but I'm like really looking forward to starting that up again and like sewing, especially now that Hudson's coming. I can do like blankets for him and things. So I really want to get that moving, but I just need to pick out the right sewing machine. But yeah, if there's like an old hobby that you used to really love and you haven't really focused on, maybe pick that back up this year.
That's actually really cool. I'm thinking about picking up the clarinet.
No.
I don't know. Do you know who Whitney Houston is?
The singer?
Yeah. Well, I never know if you know anyone because you're so much younger and you grew up in a town.
You like asked me, do you know who Donald Trump is?
Well, because like you're from like the middle of nowhere. I don't know what information you have access to. But for my 6th grade band, like I played clarinet and I really practiced my heart out, and we all got to audition to do a solo song, and I wanted to play My Heart Will Go On by Whitney Houston.
I can play that on the piano and I love it.
Shut
I did the same thing.
up.
I don't know if there was like a Whitney Houston like
phase
for everybody in
because
band.
Like the Bodyguard was really popular like at around the same time.
Gosh,
and
so
Whitney
funny.
Houston was at the peak of her career, and I was just like, I want to be different. I want to be special and show everyone how talented I am. I rehearsed so long, so many hours. I
Only child.
learned how to play it. Yeah, only child. Delusions of grandeur. And I auditioned with this song, and I ended up getting the Old MacDonald solo because it was so terrible. They were like, no to the Whitney.
Yeah.
Yes to Old MacDonald's.
Oh. Like Old MacDonald had a farm?
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh my God.
And I squeaked through that too.
Oh my God.
I know.
I know.
I know. You know what? But that wasn't the last time I auditioned for a solo somewhere, so I never learned my lesson.
I love that though. You just kept putting yourself
I
out
did.
there.
I auditioned to be like a lead in a play. It was like The King and I auditioned for like the Tup Tim part, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it because I'm Asian. I'm like the one Asian that goes to this school. Of course, they're gonna give me this part. I didn't get the part, and like my parents asked the music teacher why, and he said when she was singing, it sounded like she was screaming.
Well, I love his honesty.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have sugarcoated it.
But I was thinking, I was like, and I still at that point was like, did it sound like I was screaming or was I really like passionately hitting the notes? Maybe he doesn't know what soul music is.
The music teacher. Yeah.
So there's that. Okay, so the next item that I have on my list for hobbies that I've been into is creating content. So along with the makeup stuff, because I just enjoy posting it and my food stuff or whatever, I have really liked making like little video clips to post to Instagram. And it's so silly and stupid, but it's like my creative side. I just use iMovie, I find a song, I put a filter on it and then post it. Like it doesn't get more complex than that. Or I film myself getting ready, edit the video in iMovie, put a soundtrack to it and then post it. But it's just fun for me because I just like creating content. And if I'm going to post something and do it, like I want to do it right and make it look nice, even though once again, I'm not trying to be like a creator. I just enjoy sharing what I create.
No, I love that though, because honestly, like, not that you want a ton of people to watch it, but it's kind of like a little like resume or like a little like fun thing for you to see all the work that you've done or like the different looks with makeup. And it's not like, it's like walking into my craft room and it's a mess and you're like, okay, never mind. You know,
right?
It's the same type of thing. You want it to like look pretty and just like energize you, not like take away from that.
That's like that. You're absolutely right. Like that's my personality. I like my clothes in my closet to be nicely hung. So if you came over and you're like, oh, I want to see your closet and borrow a shirt, like it looks nice it's aesthetically pleasing. So anything that I do, I like to be aesthetically pleasing.
Yep, totally.
Because I'm aesthetically pleasing.
Oh my gosh. So I put, so my last one is I put something on here that I haven't started yet, but I want to start doing. And that's journaling. And I saw this cute couple on Instagram and they actually journal as a couple. So they spend like a night a week and they just take like a half hour and they like, I can't remember what journals they are, but they're like prompted journals.
Like adventure? Are they called the Our Adventure?
Maybe. Is that one that it's like prompted journals?
I think so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and it's cute and they do it together. Like I know you can also do it like by yourself, but they do this together and like it's just really cute to see like the things that they write or like this stuff, like the conversations that they have around it. Like it's just super cute. So I'm thinking journaling. And I also heard like, I've seen like bullet journaling. I have a cousin that does that and she like posts some of her stuff. And I just think it would be like a creative way for me because I'm not like an artist. I'm not, you know, a writer, but I think it's like a good mix between the two that it would be just like fun, you know?
Writing takes time. So the more that you do it, the better you're going to be at it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a way to express yourself. And it also helps you at work. So if you're better with your words in your personal life, like you'll be able to more easily express yourself in emails or meetings and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool. I like that. The last thing that I have is exercise. And before you say anything, we were talking about hobbies we enjoyed during the pandemic. And there was a period of like 2 weeks where I was jogging hardcore.
Yeah. No, you were. Even like the kids would go with you, like on their bikes or something.
Like every day. And I think, and the only reason I'm sharing this isn't because I am the beacon of light for exercising, but it's definitely a really good hobby to have during this time. And I've seen some other friends who have picked this up as a hobby and they look so good.
Yeah. I have an aunt that started working from home and she's walking her dog every single day, just taking the dog for a walk. She never used to do that ever. She looks great.
Right. Well, and I just want to promote that more. Yeah. Like exercise is important and we should all be doing it every day, no matter what. And this is also a reminder for myself because I've just never really been into exercise. Like when I was in cheer, we would run for a mile and then I would drink a soda and eat chips afterwards. Like I just don't know how to do it right. So I like need to, and especially now going into the 75 hard challenge, like I want to remind myself that this was something that I can do. It's good for me. And I think it's a really good hobby for everyone to pick up.
Yeah. And I like that it's free.
Yeah.
So it's super, like, it's cheap to do. You don't have to like buy a treadmill. You don't have to just go outside.
You could totally do it at home.
Yeah. You can do it whenever you want. Like if you have 10 minutes, if you have an hour, 2 hours, whatever, like, you know, you can kind of fit it in your schedule wherever it fits.
Exactly. And this is what I wanted to say about it is I found a lot of YouTube videos of different exercises. So if you're like, I want to work on my secretary spread, or I want to do yoga for headaches, like you can find a video for that.
Literally for anything.
Seriously.
I started doing that like, because I needed to do like some prenatal stretching. And I was looking stuff up and I'm like, I wonder if there's tons. And then that linked me into like getting like a whole prenatal workout plan.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like they don't want you lifting 40 pounds and all these rules. And like she had a whole program and everything, and it's free. It's so cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
YouTube's a great place to go if you need, you know, something. Okay, cool.
Was that it on your list?
Yeah, that's it.
You didn't have anything else?
My other one was organizing.
Oh, okay. We both had organizing. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it for our roundup of our hobbies that we enjoyed in 2020, most of which we're going to be taking into 2021. And so if these are hobbies that you currently do or you want to get into, please reach out and message us, post them, just tag hashtag BFAW podcast so that we can see it and enjoy all of our hobbies together. And if you enjoyed this type of episode, we are going to be continuing this theme throughout the season with our top 10 lists of our favorite books, TV shows, podcasts, and movies.
Hey, thanks, guys. And we missed you, and we're so glad we're back. Here we come, 2021.
Hey, yo.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to stay connected to us, please visit us on our Instagram account, Best Friends at Work Podcast. And if you'd like to support our show, please find us on Patreon at Best Friends at Work Podcast. We will be coming out with episodes weekly for the next couple of months. And thank you again for listening to today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.